Well, hey everybody. Yeah, it's old Ripper here. Yeah, I just wanted to get on here for a few minutes and let y'all know we were still above ground. Show you tell y'all a few things about what we got going on and things that we've been doing with our lives. Here's one thing. I bought me a tiller for the tractor, and we fixing to make us a little garden spot here. Well, actually, we might make a big garden spot. You know how that goes. That tiller, let me just run around there and I'll show that to y'all. And I might try to make a few videos, doing that. I don't know. We about got more implements here now than. There's my latest addition to the John Deere world is the King Cutter tiller. And yeah, I got that to make a garden spot and do some tillering on the land. You can use it for leveling. Something else we bought was with this rake right here. I got that from Tractor Supply. The tiller came from Tractor Supply. County line, I think, comes in from overseas, but if I'm not mistaken, well, I know it is the tiller is a King Cutter. I got that from Tractor Supply, and that is made in Winfield, Alabama, up near Tuscaloosa, I think. Yeah. So yeah, this ground has never been planted, as far as I know. Now, my daddy used to make a garden spot up here. In this little area up here, this is where my grandma's old place was. And she had to move. The line runs right through here. Right, I'll turn around here in a minute and show you, but that's where my grandma's old house was. But when the NASA came through, they made her move, and we moved her down in here and to what now is I own there is the White House. But yeah, the property line for the NASA buffer zone is right straight ahead there. There's a pipe there in the ground that marks the spot. Yeah. Like to mow here, I can tell you that. That's why I went and bought a 5-foot lawnmower. I mowed this here yesterday evening. But yeah, you see that black pipe in the ground right yonder? That is the buffer zone line. But yeah, we came down here, moved down here in 1965, and we built Grandma a little house here. Donald wound up with it, and he built onto it and remodeled and everything. But yeah, let's get on down the road. I'll tell y'all a few more things about some of the things that we got going on. And oh, the new asphalt. Y'all hadn't seen that. We've had new asphalt for a few months here now. Yeah, what am I riding? I'm riding the old the X-Peak 2.0 electric. It's a pretty good bike. It's not one of my favorite. My favorite is going to be the Freewheel bike. The Freewheel Eden. That's still going to be my favorite. And that may be my favorite because it just happens to be what I have. But no, I like it because you can take the throttle and just go straight on up to 28 miles per hour. I like that. This one won't do that. The throttle is regulated by the pedal assist. But this is still a very comfortable bike. I think as far as comfort's concerned, this bike is going to be more comfortable to ride than the Freewheel Eden. But I like the electronics on the Freewheel Eden better than I like the electronics on this one. I'm talking about the pedal assist and all of that. But as far as battery is concerned, this one's got that big old 20 amp hour battery. I think that's what it is. And you certainly don't have to have no anxiety over your battery, that's for sure. Yeah, let's just turn around here. I would ride over to the Loves, but I don't really need anything from over there. But yeah, look at this asphalt, y'all. Ain't that nice? It took them a couple of days to do that. But yeah, the county, Perv County did that. And this road was really, really rough. The trucks, y'all know the trucks that hauls dirt from over there on the road, they beat it out pretty good. Anyway, I hope all y'all's doing is healthy, happy, and well. And it's been, I don't know, it's been about 3 months since I did a video. I'm gonna tell y'all, I just gotta be honest with you. I went out about 2 weeks ago and I was gonna do a video on a ride to town to get medicine up by the Goodyear Boulevard at the pharmacy. And it was a day, it was quite nice, but I forgot to put my muffler over the microphone to muff out all the wind sounds, and it just ruined the video. And I did, somebody else might have went in there and done a dub over, but I didn't do that. I just said I'll catch something else, I'll do something else. So, but anyway, they didn't asphalt this part of the road, and I'm kind of glad they didn't, because yeah, they would have made this a racetrack, I guarantee you. So far, I haven't seen any excessive speeding over there in front of my cousin Ann's house there where we was just at. But sometimes people, they get a little overspeed coming through here. But yeah, this is still just like it is, and I guess as long as the trucks are hauling through here, they just gonna leave it like it is. Let's go in by the old place here for a minute. See what's happening here. I don't see no horses. I don't know where they at. They probably back down in the back there somewhere. People seem to kind of like they letting this place grow up. I don't think they spend a whole lot of time and effort on it, But anyway, that's for some of y'all that don't know it. That's where I was born and raised at there. And I was 3 years old when we moved over to where we are now. But yeah, as we said, it's been pretty hot. But I don't never get too hot when I'm riding a bike. I was telling my buddy Charles, he goes to church with me, and he come to me here a while back and he said, I want to see what kind of bikes you got. And he said, I'm thinking about getting a bike. And a couple months ago, I guess. And I told him, I said, I tell you, as far as quality is concerned, I don't think you're going to beat the electric bikes. I just don't think it. But then again, I can't put down Freewheel, because Freewheel was really good to me on that bike that I did the camouflage wrap on. Y'all remember that? Well, I still got it. But it needed a new controller. I didn't have any problem at all getting service from them people. I just had to make a video. So make a video and tell them what it's doing, show them some pictures and things. That's not too much to ask. Some people say, well, their customer service ain't no good because they make you make a video. Well, if you bought a bike from me and then you called me and told me you had problems with it, I would want a video. People get out here and make videos for TikTok and show all kind of ugly things on there. They'll make videos for that. So, yeah, it's not too much to ask. But anyway, getting back to it, Charles, he likes the Freewheel Eden, and that's what he bought. And he bought the Freewheel Eden, and he's enjoying it. He rides it out his house. He and I went down to Possum Walk and rode one day with it. It's back during the spring. But you know, I mean, I probably can't remember everything that's been going on, but you know, y'all, my life is boring enough that there's not going to be no whole lot going on, I can tell you. One thing that is going on, let's see, we're coming up on next week. I'm off a couple of days, Monday and Tuesday, and I asked, there's a friend of mine's got an airplane. Of course, you know I fly the simulator, the Microsoft Flight Simulator. Really enjoy that. Me and Donald and Joey and even Grayson flies. We do some group flies, usually on weekend group flights, and enjoy that. But haven't done a whole lot of flying in the little small GA planes, you know. It's for real. So a friend of mine's got a plane, and he's going to take me up for just a flight, and I look forward to that. We're going to try to do it either Monday or Tuesday, whatever time works out best for him, and it's according to if the weather holds up. Anyway, what else is going on? Had a few offers from bike companies wanting me to do reviews, but nah, I ain't gonna do their reviews. I really appreciate the, it's been a lot of people has emailed me or commented on one of my videos. I still tend to my videos now. If anybody wants to tell me something, I mean, or whatever, just put a comment on one of the videos. Most everybody has my email address, so you can send me an email or whatever. I'll talk to you. But a lot of people have been asking, what's going on? I mean, if everything was okay, you know. I just took a break, and it turned out to be a long break. And I'm just going to leave it like that, y'all. But I thought I'd get out today and just let y'all know that I'm still up and still around, and I'm still kicking. There's the old Minna over yonder. It's still there. What can I tell you about the Minna? Oh, I came over here one day. I came over here one day, and there were some kids out there swimming. I think some of the property owners, grandkids or whatever, was out there swimming, and they had pulled the old Minna over here, and they had flipped it over upside down, and they was climbing up on top of it using it like a diving board. Yeah, there's the old Minna sitting over there, all by its lonesome. Ain't never got nobody to come get it. Let's take a ride up to the airport. I'll show y'all what's going on there, some new things. I think one of the last few rides that I made was on the wired bike. And I showed y'all where they was building the new technology center. I think they pretty much got the building pad ready on that. They haven't started construction on it yet, but well, I'll show y'all that. You know, of all the years that I've been there, Susan and I, we planted a few flower beds and things like that, but I haven't done anything as far as vegetables is concerned. That was all my daddy's work. My daddy grew all the vegetables. He grew corn, peas, potatoes, beans, cucumbers, squash, things like that. And he kept everybody supplied. Daddy never charged $1 for it. He always gave it away. Daddy always said, I can't sell something that I don't grow. Daddy gives all the credit to the Lord. So, but Daddy's not there to make a garden anymore. So I thought I would just get in, branch off into a little something else. You know, my YouTube channel says nothing about e-bikes. I mean, that's always been kind of my profile, you know, is the e-bikes, but my channel is an outdoors channel. So who knows what you might be seeing me coming up here in the future doing, I don't know. Might have something to do with tractor work, might have something to do with gardening, I don't know. But I can tell you this much, that I've made a lot of friends during the, as long as I've been doing the e-bike videos. Made a lot of friends, really have. People that I really appreciate to this day. Yeah, we're gonna turn into the airport here. Y'all have seen me turn here many times. But yeah, we've made a lot of good friends and really enjoyed doing the videos. One thing that's been kind of a burr under your saddle blanket, you know, for me, is the time it takes to do the videos and all. So it takes away from my family time that I could spend doing something else, but I'm like, that's all part of it. You know, it's according to what a person wants to get out of the deal. But I'm not going to get in too much more to that. I just, like I say, I just wanted to come on today and let y'all know how I was doing, and still doing good. Yeah, here's the, yeah, look at the corn popping up out there. That's the pad for this technology center. Let me pull up here. Anyway, the man that did this job, John Lee, he owned all the equipment and everything. And he contracted this work out here to, I guess, to whoever the owners of the project is. And I wound up working on one of his bikes. He called me because of a mutual friend of ours that I in the gun industry. Old buddy Malcolm Perry, he lives out by Henleyfield. He knew, he talked to Mickey somewhere, and Mickey told him that, you know, I was into the e-bikes and stuff like that. So the guy had a problem, and it was a quiet cat. And he had two of them. And I'm just going to tell you right now what the problem was. See, they're fixing to build a new hangar, and this speaking of John, this is his contract right here. He's doing this new hangar right here. So that's nice. Let her roll, Tater Chip. So anyway, they had the, well, I'll just pull up in here, the gate's open. They got the runway closed. It's officially closed, and you can see, I don't know if y'all can see it or not, but there's a big yellow X out there on the runway. That tells any of the pilots coming in or out that it's closed. And it will be closed until they get the rest of the, I think they got some paving to finish. And they may have already done all the paving, but they're doing some new lighting, a lot of upgrades to the airport. So yeah, that'll be good for the airport. And yeah, building a new hangar right there. But yeah, the guy that owns the company that's doing that, he wanted me to work on his bike for him. Four-wheeler rider. So I worked on it for him, and actually had to go to the bike shop and get some parts and stuff like that. Well, that's some pretty clay right there they put in there. Then he brought the bike back to me because I had a flat. So we had to fix a flat for him. Actually, I didn't fix it at the time. I just put a new tube. I had a spare tube. I just put him a new tube in it and sent him on down his way. But yeah, his boys has got 2 white cats, and they run them things pretty good. Yeah, he brought all this. I was looking at all this here. I was going to show y'all that. Look at all the, I guess that's corn that's come up out there. And that come up because he went out to Crossroads out there and bought a whole 18-wheeler load of hay. And he got the hay distributed so it would cut down on the erosion. And I guess in that hay there was some corn that came up. Purvey County put a gate up here because naturally people want to go back in there and dump trash. Another FedEx truck. Anyway, y'all, we didn't want to drag this thing out, but just wanted to come on and say hello to everybody. We appreciate the outpouring of people asking about me, why I quit videos and stuff like this. But I appreciate that. Like I say, we made a lot of friends. We might do some more videos, and then I don't know. All I can say is if you see one pop up, then I decided to do a video. But as we turn back on Ridge Road here, I hope everybody is healthy, happy, and well, as we mentioned in the beginning. I don't have any bikes that I'm going to try to sell you or anything like that. I'm just going to say, God bless y'all. If you want to subscribe, good. If you don't, good. That's fine. And we'll be seeing y'all soon. As old Hank Williams said, and God willing and the creek don't rise. It's Rip One Outdoors. We bid y'all peace.